Welcome to this virtual conference of the project ICC4VET, Implementation of Competence Centers for Vocational Education Training. I would like to start off with an introduction about the lead partner and a very rough overview about the project before we continue with the next presentations. So, the project ICC4VET is led by the Baltic Sea Academy, and the Baltic Sea Academy is actually a part of the Hanse Parlament, a department. The Hanse Parlament is a network of more than 55 chambers of commerce and industry, and it has been cooperating with 20 universities in the Baltic Sea region. Our main objectives are to develop a strong, innovative economic region of world standing, and we believe the best way to do this is by promoting the small and medium-sized enterprises in the region. And why do we believe that? Because most companies are SMEs. Actually, 99% of all companies in the Europe member states are small and medium-sized companies having less than 250 employees. They provide up to 70% of all jobs and 80% of all training positions. And the SMEs are often called the social and economic backbone of the region. And this is because SMEs are staying in the region. They don't go to other countries like low labor cost countries in maybe China or India, but they're stuck to the region. The jobs are in the region and they are family owned and responsible managed. So if you want to have a strong region, strong countries in the members of the European Union, you need to promote the small and medium-sized enterprises. We promote the SMEs by doing innovation projects, design workshops, matchmaking events. We have virtual company registers. We did a lot of business forums, seminars, how to start your business, how to internationalize your products and services, how to network with other companies and suppliers. We work with policymakers, and one of our objectives is to promote a better qualification, improve the level of qualification, especially dual study courses and VT trainings in a dual system. Meaning we try to combine the theoretical knowledge at school with the practical knowledge in the company. And this is exactly what the ICC4VET project is aiming at. So these chambers of commerce and industry and the 20 universities have teamed up to deliver promotion to the small and medium-sized enterprises and the schools in the region. We really try to connect both worlds, the academic world and the business world, for the benefit of the small and medium-sized enterprises in the region. We have members mostly in the Baltic Sea region countries, so the pink dots are the chambers of commerce and industry, and the yellow dots are the universities and schools of higher education. And combined, they represent more than 525,000 SMEs. But we also team up with partners from other regions in Europe, not only in the Baltic Sea region. This project, ICC4VET, covers partners from Germany, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. When we develop projects like this, we try to listen to the needs of the SMEs. So we always work like this. If an owner of an SME, the manager of an SME is facing a problem, most of the times, since these are very creative people, they can find a solution on their own. But for bigger, maybe strategic or political problems, they try to address their representations, like the business intermediaries, like the regional chambers of commerce and crafts. At the Hanse Parlament and the Baltic Sea Academy, we're trying to collect these common interests and common needs in the region. And from there, we develop the project, together with experts, especially from knowledge institutions like universities. Once we develop the solution, it's very important that we do not implement the solution on our own in the countries, but only via the local members, via the local chambers of local schools and local universities, because they speak the same language, they have the same business culture, and this is much more efficient that way. So that in the end, the solution makes the owner happy. And this is also how the ICC4VET project idea was developed. When looking at the needs of the SMEs, we always try to find the most pressing issues. And the three most challenging problems for SMEs are the following three. So the first challenge is how to overcome the large and growing shortage of skilled labor. All over Europe, there's a big mismatch between the labor market and the education market, actually. In many cases, we don't have enough young people at all. This is due to the demographic change. So there are not enough young people have been born the last 30 years. And this has been obvious for the last decades already, but it's nothing that we can change at the moment. But then also the people available, the young people, are often not trained to the needs of the labor market. For example, in countries like Poland, we have a rather high level of academics and students and a very low number of vocational trained people. Because for many people, the VT system is not attractive enough, or the reputation is not good enough. And so we have a high number of unemployed academics and a very low number of available vocational trained people. And this is a gap we need to overcome. The second biggest challenge we are facing is we have to close the entrepreneurial gap and secure the transfer of businesses. Very often the existing educations are too much on a theoretical level. We miss the entrepreneurial skills, the skills people really need to succeed in the businesses. And we have to look not only on startups, but also how to secure the generation shift to the next generation. In Europe, more than 500,000 companies are transferred to the new generation every year. And many transfers fail because we don't have enough successors. Young people are usually trained to start their own business when they become entrepreneurs, but not to consider taking over running business. And more jobs are lost in Europe due to failed transfers than new jobs are created by startup businesses. So we really need to shift the focus a little bit to not only start your own business, but to also consider taking over a business. The next and third challenge we realize is that we need to raise the skills and strengthen the innovation level. It's quite clear that we need to raise the level of innovation in the European SMEs. We cannot compete with low labor cost countries that can produce cheaper and faster, but we need to provide better services and better products of higher quality. And this asks for very good education and for very innovative companies. And this is something that we need to cope. So these three challenges actually quite well match the project that we developed therefrom, the ICC4VET project. Because the vocation training as it is, especially in school form, has lost much of its attractiveness. The further development of SMEs is rather limited by a large growing shortage of entrepreneurs, managers and skilled workforce. Additionally to these quantitative problems, there are increasingly qualitative bottlenecks due to increasing dynamically changing qualification requirements. People need to continue to learn lifelong. According to the European Union's objectives, at least 15% of all adults should participate in lifelong learning every year. But in the participating countries, for example, in Poland, this rate is only 3.7% and in Germany only 8.4%. So at the moment, we are far away from the goals that have been set by the European Union. So experts from several countries have teamed up to tackle this issue. The project partnership consists of the Baltic Sea Academy, the Berufsbildungs- und Technologiezentrum der Handwerkskammer Schwerin, the Educational Center of the Chamber of Crafts from Schwerin, Germany, the Vocational School for Mechatronics and Logistics from Słupsk in Poland, the Vilnius Building Training Center from Lithuania, the Panevėžys Chamber of Commerce, Crafts and Industry from Lithuania as well, the Latvian Chamber of Crafts, and from Estonia, Viruma, which is also an educational provider. The objectives for qualification are quite clear in the ICC4VET project. We will face or meet the challenges I've been describing earlier by establishing two-tier competence centers. The first level is dual vocational training, the second level is further vocational training. We will introduce dual vocational training in the partner countries that have only a school-based training so far. We will further develop future vocational training systems, improve the existing qualifications, increase the attractiveness of vocational education and training in the countries, and overall reduce the growing deficits of qualified skilled workers. Together with the partners, we set up the videos for different parts of the project that you can find also on this website. We have a presentation about the establishment of industry competence centers for vocational education and training. We have an introduction to the dual vocational training in Germany. We have a video for the establishment of competence centers and dual vocational training. We have the qualification of school teachers, which is very important if you want to reform the schools, and the qualification of trainers and SMEs. We report on the technician training. There's a video for the further vocational training. And then there's a video on the development goal to have a tripartite competence centers to increase the attractiveness of this education. We also cordially invite you to participate in the virtual conference ICC4VET. The link to this interactive session where you can post your questions during the online conference is available at the same website, www.icc4vet.eu. And we look forward to get as many questions as possible and have a very fruitful interactive discussion. Thank you very much for your attention.